Well, well, you know Icky and Any, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so there's theories that the concept of God and the devil came from their actions.
From the
Right.
brothers?
Yeah, from the brothers.
Okay.
So, but that's not the case. They were part of the four guardian angels that were sent down here to put on four corners of the earth to protect the human race. It was just three of the four were interacting with the humans, and
Oh.
and one of them was Icky. Um, they were told to just make dominion over their laws, like make sure everything was kept in balance. And the humans back then, they were like not primates, but they were smart like dolphins and primates, because dolphins and primates are technically smarter and more intelligent than humans. So
Hmm.
um, our human intellect was actually on a higher dimension than where it is
Hmm.
now. So what Icky did, he took the chaos, which is called, or the like a cloud of like chaos, and he taught us how to be domesticated, pretty much. He
Hmm.
domesticated us with knowledge and whatnot. Neither was bad or good. It was just
It just
it's just
was.
like it was just what it
Right.
is, and then they were given strict instructions and to do stuff, and they didn't do well. They did it, but they did other things too, which caused God to well, allow them to fall, or in the Bible will say take them away from the four corners of the earth. But in military terms, actually, one of the giants were killed, and and the other three they took out the giants, but actually one of them is still alive, and um, he's somewhere in Afghanistan, in a cave somewhere.
Hmm.
Uh,
So what do you mean by the giants? That's the
I mean,
Anunnaki?
Anunnaki is what I mean. Yeah. Hmm.
So and then so basically like the flood and all of that, that happened because of the brothers?
Now it's so many different theories on that. It's so many different theories. Scientifically, they think Nibiru came down, and whenever the disk comes close to this Earth, it
That's
raises
their
our water.
planet, right?
Yeah, it raises our water levels. But I don't have an explanation of the floods, the frequent floods. The only thing I can think of, if you look at the calendar and the time those things happen, line it up. Each generation, or each century, you have a great flood or a great something like something natural disaster. But I think that just comes from the pole shifting. Like a magnet.
Mhm.
Like when the magnet shifts around its other axis. The temperature in the equator itself shifts. So the ring that connects the forces, the positive and negative force of the magnet, is think of it like a thin layer of glass, and that force is constantly pushing and pulling at the same time. You can't see it because it's just energy pushing and pulling. So this force, just think of that as your equator. You know,
So let me ask you this. So did they make us?
did who make us?
Anunnaki.
Nah, nah. A lot of this stuff
We were
that,
already here?
yeah, we are here. We've been here. You can't make a being cannot make something out of nothing. Only
Right.
um, a higher unknown absolute void can do that, like darkness, blackness, which in turns it means holy or father, because that's where the particles of the quartz sound. Anything symbiotic, it comes from space. So whatever in space created the universe. You see what I'm saying? And whatever's in space created the universe. You have the absolute one and you have the absolute zero that connects to make the compound of a dying or exploding and dying star at the same time. So it's like decay. So it decays from X chromosome to Y chromosome. And when it goes to Y chromosome, it's actually decaying again. But when it decays, it explodes. And this explosion in that vacuum of space, if you look at it in a thermoptic telescope, it looks like color, like a like a blob of clouds, right? But this explosion is actually pushing and pulling, and that explosion is not cloud, it's sound, which the sound is a symbiote as well. It shapes and forms water and everything around it, but we think it's light or clouds, but it's actually a sound envelope in space, and it turns into a star. Well, these quarks, they form, and God break, and it said in Genesis, or the gene science of Isis. It says it in there, that God blew breath in the lungs. You know what I'm saying? So it came from dust to flesh. Now the technical breakdown, like how did you come from dust on the earth, and how did we get here? I mean, you can pull your theories, like we came from whales and all that other good stuff. That it keeps coming and going, and there's no, like, time is not linear. It overlaps itself, and it's a continuous swirl. So when we look at, like, as for examples, our animals, we're looking at our past selves and the present, and they're looking at their future selves in the present. And there's a theory. I read this book. There's theory when you see a gray alien, or outer being, we're looking at our future selves in the present.
Hmm.
You know?
Hmm. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, creation or generation, but gene. It's a breakdown of gene. It derives from gene, like the break. You break everything down to the beginning of time. It's the absolute, which is nothing. Nothing sparks something. That's the one and the zero. That means God is real. God is real. Check that out. And it has to be something that sparks it, like electricity. It's energy, so energy cannot be created or destroyed. So only energy can spark matter, time, and space. Right? It can only spark it, like, in the beginning there was time, space, and matter. So that's like the square. If you like
Yeah, I just
MC square, all that stuff. You know.
yeah, fell asleep with the phone in my hand, and it's
So, but I think, it's just it's more entities out there than just Anunnakis.
Yep.
There's way more. That's just
Ashanti,
one
weren't you
part
saying
of the
something like
cookie.
that?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
surely, like I mentioned the Jetsons movie, how they were going from planet to planet on spaceships, like just
Mhm.
freely,
Hmm.
and how there must be, because they show us everything, and there has to be many different, say Asians, Africans, there's so many different types of nationalities. Could they be, different aliens or quote unquote aliens or whatever you want to call them?
I think we all have some star. If you have melanin in you, you definitely have a star dust in your bloodstream. You have a star lineage, which you kids call now star seed. You have that just means that your quarks inside of your cells that make up your macro organisms inside your cells, the fragments that make those solids are quarks, or sound bites and light. So these sound bites and light is actually dark matter, and we just translate it to melanin because it oozes like goo. It's like a symbiote, and it's in everything that was birthed from
wait,
terra
wait, wait,
firma.
wait, wait. Fresh gloves. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
We knew
I
you fell asleep.
fresh
Yep.
glove. I manifested you. I manifested you here. I
Did you?
swear, brother, I spoke you
She
up to
did.
come on this panel so much. I wanted you to come on Honors Panel and really speak to these people about the Anunnakis and the reptilians and all that good stuff. Like, brother, you don't even know how much I.
Oh,
That's crazy. I woke up to
that's
you on
crazy.
here. That's
That's
wild.
crazy. That's wild. It's all in the pattern. I just follow what God tells me.
Aw.
No, not yet.
So
So,
what about the reptilians then?
okay. So God created the fermentation right between the earth to protect us from the outside. If you
Right.
look at if you
Mhm.
look at Earth, just think of Earth as a blood cell.
And
Everything that's inside of a blood cell, how it's shaped and everything inside of it, it can equate to everything that's here on the earth. Like the fuzzy hair that's on top of the cell, that's your trees. The ecoplasms inside of the water, those are coral reefs, and it just matches up. And Earth is basically cleansing itself from an extraterrestrial virus. And that virus creates hate and greed and stuff. So some of us are not from terra firma, and some of us actually have blood lineage from to the Sicarian Empire, which you will call the reptilians. So in these fermentations, like in space or in water, you have worlds, and you have worlds, and those worlds have ages. And those inside of those ages, they have their own Bibles and their own, wars and their own struggles. It's just that in our solar system, in our star system, it's different. And from what the CDC is saying, is that we are the only one in 144,000 light years, and this is from the Dohu, and they're like the slave to the reptilians. They're the ones that really contact humans. They say that we're the only planet that has the Y the YHWH specimen on the planet, which is the black Asiatic black man and woman. Um, and the Dohu actually explains like the black womb man, they call it womb man, it's more supreme to the man, because the black woman can they y'all have more stuff going on in your bodies. I don't have to explain that, but that black woman was first, and then there was the atom. It's basically like a pattern. So God created matter and all this stuff. So it goes. How can I explain it? Okay, so what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? Everybody will say, well, the chicken came first, because our concepts will think, okay, Adam came first, and we would think of Adam as an atomic structure, but the atomic structure had to be made from a quartz, and that quartz it's like an eggshell, right? So in actuality, the cell comes first. Before you got to have an egg before you have a chicken, right? You got to have a vacuum of space and everything inside of it cooking it, so you
That's
can have
why
a
I think
chicken.
Let
somebody
me
made
chime
us.
in on let me chime in on that, because that's something I've really been struggling with, because I've recently picked up gardening. And in gardening, it's like I go off nature, like the way I base my reality, and everything I base my reality on is based on nature. Because to me, you can learn a lot from nature. So, like, whenever I'm planting, I have to have a seed. If I don't have a seed, nothing is going to happen. I can dig, I can till, I can toil, I can do whatever to the soil, but without a seed, nothing is going to grow. You know what I'm saying? But now I can have a seed, but if that seed doesn't get fertilized, again, we have the same issue. It's just going to be a seed, you know what I mean, sitting empty. So to me, I guess my question to you, is there a separation, you know what I mean, between the woman or man or womb man, or you know what I mean? Do you see
Uh,
them separated?
the only separation between the microcosmic structure is the X and Y chromosome, the thing that makes the cerebral complex, the cerebral brain. It's the same thing that happens between week 1 and week 5 of the birth cycle, or pregnancy cycle. So at week 5, you have the big bang, which is called like the explosion of cells going on, and when cells start multiplying. So basically, if you could look at that concept, you will understand, like, boom, that's how the planets are formed and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
that, so
Okay,
um,
fresh gloves. Okay, so I have a few different questions, right? Because brother, to wake up to you on the pan, and I'm sorry for the ones I fell asleep on the panel. I've been in the hospital and I just been getting
We were
medical
letting you
stuff.
do
Don't
your
worry about it.
thing.
You
Yeah, so
cool.
I really apologize to y'all, but just to wake up to see fresh gloves in
I
here,
knew you was gonna be excited.
yo, like
Wow, I
that
was like,
shit
wait a
just
minute.
I was
that
waiting for her to wake up.
that shit blew my mind, and you guys were deep in the conversation that I was just speaking on earlier. Like that, I said y'all have to have fresh gloves. I wish fresh gloves was here. I would be able to explain it better.
Yeah, he
Like,
literally hadn't been on long. He had just gotten on like 5 minutes before.
That's
And then
so.
you must have heard him and woke up.
I don't know. Listen, my nurse came in. It was time to give her my medicine, and
Mhm.
I had the phone, and then I looked up. I'm like, that's Fresh Gloves. Wait, whoa, what's going on?
Thank you.
But brother, no, because you know why I said that to them, because I've been in my conscious journey, like right after I left Christianity within 18, and I start looking into like deep spirituality and higher consciousness. I felt like, because as a Christian, when you leave your religion, right? Usually when you leave your religion and go to spirituality, you have a bad taste of religion in your mouth. So you don't really pick up anything that or use anything that you used when you were participating in that, hence the Bible. So for me in my journey, the Bible after 18 hasn't really been relevant in my life because I used it majority of my life and I felt like I was following a false condensation, I guess if I can say. So,
Mm.
but I really respect it, and I don't think you understand how powerful it was. Fresh Gloves. It was like I came across 1,000 people. I was talking to hundreds of people on Bigo about the same topics, having the same consciousness, and no one ever genuinely made me feel like I should just maybe take a peek inside the Bible. You know what I mean? Open it just a little bit back up. You get what I'm saying? Nobody
Mhm.
was able to make me feel like that without, pushing it on me themselves, like, and it just be genuinely and organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And
how
I
you're
think
supposed to.
that you was the first person that like gave me that, like that
Oh.
gave me that urge to want to look back in the Bible, but it wasn't forced. And you also was able to break it down within my spiritual beliefs. Like when you said,
Mhm.
well, make sure you meditate first or fast first or just connect with your ancestors so you can have clarity when you're reading it. So you have the divine spirit when you're reading it.
Yeah.
And no one ever said that. Like no one ever said that to me. So I never looked at it in that perspective. And when you
Wow.
said that, it made so much sense. As soon as you said that, it let the Bible be another source of infinite information for me in my universe.
That's
Because
beautiful.
and that's why I was so adamant to have him come on the panel, because it was like if he was able to influence that within my journey, you get what I'm saying? And I'm
Mhm.
strong minded. I'm a fixed water sign, y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got Scorpio in my sun, Cancer in
Mhm.
my rising, Scorpio in my moon. So I don't change my emotions or feelings for no one. You get what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
stick to me. So for the fact that he was able to be that in tune, stick to what he believed in, but still also be relatable to my spiritual journey and make sense, was just fucking powerful. You get what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow. Thank
It
you.
was so
I'm just
powerful.
humble. I'm just humble to be a servant of His kingdom. That's all.
Yeah,
Just,
and I
just.
and I just couldn't wait for you to get on here and talk to them, because I felt like it was a lot of things that I agree with you, but I'm not yet advanced with the
Mm.
articulation of it. So that's why, I
Oh.
understand when it's time for me to be a teacher or a student. And I wanted to be a student on this panel so bad with you on here, Fresh Gloves. So the fact that you are on here and I could be a student, I'm about to shut up and let you do your thing. And yeah. But I
that's
had to
that's.
start off with that to really let the people know what treat they're about to get. So they really take this in, like really take this in. This is truth. And I can say in my divine heart, this shit is truth, yo.
Mhm.
Like fact. So brother, thank you. I am so
Oh
grateful for your
man.
existence. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Honor, for making a panel for us. And yes,
Yeah.
Ashe,
Thank you,
Ashe,
Honor.
Ashe,
Honor.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe,
Well, Ashe. I feel blessed and honored. Uh,
Ashe. Yes.
I really do. I'm just. I don't. People come to me all the time. Like I'll have teenagers come up to me like, "You remember back in 1990, so and so, and you did this or you did that." I'm like, "No, I
Right.
don't." But it's just to hear that because I think in the Bible it said you will hear your fruits as well.
Right.
It's like a new song hears, right?
Yeah.
So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
just I
I
just hope
want
that no. Mhm.
Go ahead, Queen.
you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I
Okay,
already
I
I
wanted to no, I want to read the Bible, but
yeah.
I just want to
Mm.
read it. I'm not. like I said, I went backwards. I started
Yeah.
with cleansing my body first, then my mind.
Well,
Now,
Sagittarius, maybe me and you can have, like, we can do maybe one day out of the week do our own little readings on here, and we can
okay.
take turns reading it to each other and what we get and converse on it. And it doesn't have to be anything heavy or any expectations. We can just read it with open minds
Okay,
together.
that'd be great. The thing I wanted to ask Fresh Gloves though is, what do I read?
Oh, I would
Start at
start
the
at
beginning.
the pivotal.
That is
Like
a good
like the
idea
the
to
king
read a
the
verse
king
in the
the
Bible and then discuss it.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the King James Bible.
that's
Yeah,
why I said,
start
Honor,
with
you
the
need
King James
Honor. You
version
should just make me an admin on your panel, and I
because
come
with
and I bring the spice.
because with the
That's
King
why I
James.
asked you earlier, Sag,
Yeah,
if you
because
want to
with
learn
the King
how to
James
do it.
version, you get the closest version after the whole Parliament debacle with Anonymous, and they're trying to blow it up because King James was trying to change the Bible and all that. You
Right.
get the closest to the African word there, or the
Okay.
true Ethiopian Hebrew scripture.
Somebody said start with Luke. Is that right?
Luke is good. Luke, I like Ezekiel because he's like the pivotal. He like
This is
explains like
like
aliens and all that
Matthew,
stuff in
Mark,
Ezekiel.
Luke, and
It kind of
but
connects the outworld and the inworld with Christianity and Ezekiel.
Where do I get a Bible? Do I just read it offline?
Um, what is it? BibleGateway.com.
yeah, and you can get the app on your phone. There's so many different ways to get the Bible now.
Yeah, and
Okay, I'll do the app.
there's like different real like printed types of the Bible too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh
you got
Mm.
yeah.
real good, informative, and then you got your just regular mass produced. Don't
Right.
tell people.
Yeah. You want to get something like between third and sixth edition. You don't want to
Yeah,
get nothing after seven. That's like
So
around the
third
80s
and
and
sixth.
that's like 1930 to 1960. You know,
yeah,
if you go like around 70s, they taking stuff out, putting stuff in just because of the civil rights movement.
Mm.
yeah. Cause you hear me, Saz?
Yeah, I
Like
hear you.
if you want, like you vent. See, this is why, like with like religion, or at least with the
Oh yeah,
Bible,
they did. Hold on. Yeah, they
it
did take stuff out. They took the word nigger out. That's one thing they took out. They changed the word
Ah.
Holy Spirit into Holy Ghost. So they took stuff
Mm.
out. They switched stuff around.
Thank you.
The KKK who controls religion took it out in America.
Oh,
Yeah, the KKK, the white supremacists that actually use the Bible to divide African people. Yeah, they took it out. Yeah, based pretty much. They didn't have a name until they start shedding and they start looking like lizards, and they had to put hoods on, and they had to call themselves the
exactly.
KKK.
Exactly. So earlier we were talking about reptilian shapeshifters, and we were speaking on Queen Elizabeth and Nancy Pelosi and entities of that nature. Can you speak more on those type of entities to the panel? Or do
Um,
you personally believe that Nancy and Queen Elizabeth are those type of entities?
um, I know for a fact that they are.
Okay,
It's
I'm
no,
curious.
it's there's no high. It's you guys will know after June or July this year,
Yeah.
and
Why do
you
you
go
No,
say that?
I already know. We
because
know.
okay, so because all right, because
I believe you.
okay,
I just want to know why you're saying it.
yeah,
Because it's
because
the
okay,
age
so
of Aquarius, and we're in
yeah,
the
it has
cycle
a
of the
lot to do with
Yeah,
the
it's
age of
time for
Aquarius.
revealing a
Yeah,
new
hold on,
thing.
exactly.
it has a lot to do with that, and also has a lot to do with the Galactic Federation of Worlds and their treaties because
Right. Okay.
they broke
Okay.
treaties with other entities underneath the earth. And dark treaties like kidnapping children, dark government type shit. And so
Mhm.
with that breaking that treaty, you have to. We are in mental slave, so they can't physically enslave us because they can't take our sons, but they psychologically enslave us through their media stuff and telling us lies. So they have to break that chain because they, first off, they broke the treaty and they broke their covenant. The covenant was a blood oath bond between them and another a demigod, a lower vibration god that they worship, and so now they like rushing against the clock. So they have like a year to push out all the information from the CIA about UFOs and extraterrestrials. They've been doing
Mm.
it. So they did what, the 1 gigabyte 1.6 gigabyte last year. Then they did drop
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
December. And they just dropped one maybe a month or two ago, and then last
Yeah.
one they're going to drop is like after May, before June or July. If they don't, then there will be, you will see that revelation come to pass like for real, like
So,
pigs chopping off snakes type shit.
remember earlier we were talking about universal law. Do
Yeah.
they have to get our consent some way? Is that why they show it to us in Hollywood?
Yes, they have to. They have to. You're
See,
absolutely right.
I knew it.
she said, and she was saying that earlier. She was like, I'm not really that much,
I felt
not
it.
brother. You must have felt my spirit. You really came on here and some powerful shit.
You
Honor.
can't
So,
get over it.
Yes, Honor. Did you see how that played out?
Yeah, I knew he was
It,
gonna come back. I just didn't know when he was gonna be back.
oh my God, that was powerful. That shit
that's
is crazy.
awesome.
It's crazy that you went to sleep and then he came up and then you wake up.
She woke up to his
Yes, that's
voice.
even crazier,
I
right?
heard her waking up to his voice. She was like, "What? Is that you?"
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I said,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So the current state we're in with extraterrestrial, interdimensional, and dimensional entities,
Right.
because some of these aliens, just class them as aliens. I don't have to go dig
Right
deep
on.
into it. And these aliens actually are forming a coup against each other. You have
Mm.
three races. You have three races that are actually been fighting for Earth since before the dinosaurs, before the first seed was born in the unformed terra firma. So they knew the creator. We don't supposed to evoke his name, but YHWH. They knew the creator was creating. So the creator has a body. The body is space, all this black space, right? So that's the creator, right? And the creator created us, and he created us in his image. So he created out of blackness, he created us. So the Sicarian Empire, you got to understand, all of these things are there to protect us from getting out. It's just like, if you're a blood cell and you're trying to break out of the human skull, as a cell you'll die. So that's why the skull and the skin and all these fermentations are there to protect you. That's why the creator allowed the leviathan to float around the oceans and the skies and whatnot, right? So anyway, these leviathans actually evolved into something else. So I'm talking of the first Sakari Empire before the fall of man. So when the fall of man happened, the whole situation with the entities coming down here trying to build a civilization for us, like, playing Lego blocks, but they actually laying with us and telling us secrets we ain't supposed to be knowing. It's like you going into a nursery school and you tell all the kids that, yeah, vampires are real, and prove it to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you feed the steaks to babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now,
Right.
I want
So
to ask a
you can kind of.
question. So every year, annually, 100,000 children go missing every year in CPS, right? Child Protective Service loses 100,000 children annually. Annually, they just disappear in thin air from nowhere. I swear to God, look it up. This is what I'm telling y'all.
Yeah,
Anything that's
they're after our children.
overrules with
Who
children
They're,
that?
is
they're
wicked.
Yeah.
clearly after
It's
our
I
children.
didn't know
wicked.
you could.
It's
Okay, if you
I didn't
want
know
if you
you
want
could. Who?
if you want, you can go and look at Munich, not Munich, but the Olympics of the one before 2020, 2018, whatever Olympics that was. They had it, the open ceremony of this Olympics. Inside of the ceremony, you have the devil open watching all the sick
Yeah, did you
patients.
see that? I
with
was
Yeah,
waiting
what?
for somebody to break this
yeah,
down for me. I was
Wait,
waiting
with
for somebody to break
what?
this down.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, Olympics is pretty much the
It's a
stage.
ceremony, a
Yeah, it's
ritual.
a
I don't
ceremonial,
watch the Olympics, so
ritualistic practice of.
I didn't see it. I didn't. Which one are you talking about?
It's
Swimming or
like it.
something?
It looked like Lord Voldemort.
Hmm.
It was, and
So
then
they
what was it all
ejected.
about?
It was pretty much telling people what's coming in
About COVID?
2019. Yeah, COVID.
Yeah, I knew it.
Wait, what are y'all talking about? I'm lost.
It was a
Okay,
ritual.
it's the ritual. All right. So the Olympics opening ceremony.
And the
I think it
Super
Oh,
was
you
Bowl, they did
talking
it
about
2000.
like the
too.
Oscars and Grammys, like
And the
how it's
Super
rituals for
Bowl.
them?
Yep, remember the past
Oh,
one with the future, what's his name? Did you see the last one, Fresh Gloves with
no,
Yeah.
because I don't be into
the
social.
Weekend? The
The
Yeah,
Weekend.
weekend. Well,
I don't
that
be
was
watching stuff
actually a
like that.
he
Yeah, I
was
don't watch.
actually selling his soul during the
Yes.
performance.
I knew that was him selling his soul.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
selling his soul.
he was selling his soul. It
That's
said Satan on the screen, and it was
Yeah.
just all
You use
bondage.
you use mirrors. You use mirrors and men and
Yep,
doing
to break
rituals
apart his soul.
to radiate your soul, your liquid body out of you, and you sell it on a sigil. They use
All right,
blood and sigils, not contractual words. That's just
so they were
lawyer
symbols.
stuff.
It was a contract. They were initiating
Mhm.
him. I knew
Yep.
it. So go back to what you were saying about the ceremony.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the ceremony will actually show you, they're after our children.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The next phase of this
I'm
is
sorry,
actually they
Fresh Love, because I want to make sure I'm comprehending what you're saying. So you said that there was a Olympic ceremony that took place,
Yep, it was in
and
London.
during.
Yeah, that's what it was. The London
Okay.
Olympics.
Yep.
Look at the
And they
London
tried to make
Olympics
it like
open
it was Mary
ceremony.
Poppins.
Yeah,
Like all
look
the
at London.
children were
I'm
sick.
about, because I'm about to look at it right now. I want to pull it up. That's why I wish it was on video.
Okay,
They
But
took it off
before you look at
YouTube.
it,
They took it off.
get like a chart. Look on YouTube and find like the dates of how from Wuhan, China, all the way to now with this coronavirus, and read it while you're looking at it. I guarantee you, each little dance and change of set it will match up with each date
Yep.
accordingly.
Mhm. It's
That's
crazy. I knew it. I knew it was an initiate. I knew it was something. It was a
It
ritual of
was
some
yeah.
sort. And my dad was like, "No." My dad's like, "No, that's just them saying that, this a nanny state," or he was talking about some. He equated it to some fake bullshit that they give us with fake politics.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Okay, yeah,
and
whatever."
what was
This is
it? It was the London Super Bowl opening.
No,
nope.
Olympics.
Olympics.
Oh
Olympics.
shit, my bad.
So just
Olympics.
just the Olympics. It was the London Olympics, and it's
I think it
long.
was 2016.
Yeah, that's when it was,
Oh,
2016, because
I'm
of
gonna just have to
the
take
2 and
y'all word
7.
for it.
And then this
Fresh Glove.
last year,
Yes, sir.
I ask this very cautiously and delicately, right? Because it's onto a conversation of its own. But I just want to know if you're familiar with it. You familiar with the UCC?
Yes. Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
So you know about the straw man and
Yeah, the straw man,
It was 8
the
years
social
ago.
So
security
what are
card
the
number.
three?
yeah. So
There are
you
doctrines.
know right now that all of our identities are stolen.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So
Yeah, we're all corpses.
they're illegally using us. That's why everything that they print with our name in it is in all caps.
Caps, yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's right.
it's a capital business on the
Exactly.
off, and that business actually
Dead
inside of
people
the
can't do
Bermuda Triangle on the
business.
boat.
Right.
No, it's
Dead
not. No,
people
what they
can't do
did.
business.
Yeah, but it has not. It's not that. What it is this is what this. See, it goes back to 1933 when America was getting ready to go into bankruptcy, and they made a deal with the bankers of Europe to bail America out, which was
Wow, I
the
didn't know this.
creation.
Wait,
The
that's not
Wait.
true.
creation that is most definitely true, and I can show it to you in black and white.
But that's the thing. They want you to think that's true. They weren't bailing anybody out. They funded both sides of the wars. They
Oh
funded
yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah. But they're
They
gonna tell.
did,
They're
yes,
gonna.
you're right. They funded both sides of the war.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is, because of the
yeah.
war, Teddy
Mhm.
Roosevelt was ready to declare the United States of America bankrupt.
All
Before he
wars
did
were
No,
because of
wow,
bankers.
you're
All
right.
before
wars
he
were because of
did that,
Absolutely right.
bankers.
but
Wow.
before
All
he
of
did
them.
that, right, but let me finish, right? Before he did that, this is the inception of J.P. Morgan, Chase, and all of these prominent bankers. That was the creation when they came up with the birth certificate. It was to take an account of everybody in America because we were all collateral for the
Mhm.
bailout.
Oh yeah.
This is
Mhm.
where now all of our identities based upon the registry that they created they created accounts under our identity. They stole it.
Mhm.
If
It
you
goes
notice,
even
everything
deeper.
that gets printed
Mhm.
and sent to you from the government is all in caps, and it is because of reason, because they're illegally using your name.
Yeah, it's an
You're a
acronym.
corporation.
Yeah, it's an acronym. They make them up. They,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're our own sovereign entity.
Mhm.
Mm.
Technically.
Hmm.
And is that's why I say it's deep. That's a whole nother plane to get into, and we could probably do it on another time.
No,
But
but that
it
actually that
parallels a lot of the stuff we was talking
Well,
about.
I
yeah,
was
no,
gonna
that's what
ask.
I'm
No, it's
saying.
good that
No,
you
no,
brought that up
actually,
because I
it
want to ask
actually
a question.
parallels with it very well because
Yeah,
that just shows you the evidence that the kingdom, the Satan's kingdom,
Yeah.
is actually
But
real.
Yeah, I want to
exactly.
ask a
but
question.
y'all, I really wasn't finished my question. It just kind of
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
it's
lovely. Go
okay,
ahead.
y'all. It's all love. But my point was, so first of all, you agree that 100,000 of our children annually go missing by the what is it called, CPS, right?
Yes, as well. CPS, the Sakarian Empire, or the Orion Belt Coalition. Yeah.
Right. So do you believe that a lot of those children that went missing were for the sadistic sexual satisfaction for these reptilian shapeshifters?
They actually because they we trade babies with their babies. They clone their clones, so we trade our babies with their clones, and they use our babies for blood, fear, emotional energy, symbiote type stuff like gases and fluids and stuff. The defected ones they just give back to the
So
government, and what the
what will
government do
we
Hold on.
exchange their babies for?
for cloning experience, same thing as they're doing. They worship them. Our the 1% white man, all right, the white mankind, a white man that's actually from Africa, was
Right.
fooled into believe that he was part of this race because they're tall, of course, but
Manipulating
they're
him.
tall but they can shapeshift and
Right.
they can shapeshift and look, but their complexion is of a white man.
Right.
So, and that's just the tall ones. Then you have the dragos who actually they were the fallen ones that actually tried to kill off mankind the first time, and they infiltrated the Palestinians. They infiltrated a lot of, and they still do now, and to just to try to kill the Hebrew Israelites, the brown black man or anybody with melanin in them. Like Sister said, she got full of melanin. Look at her hair, her eyes. You know what I'm saying? So they want to kill you off like that. And
Mhm.
but yeah, so yeah, you're right. There, 100 more than that actually. There's way more than that, and they use it.
Yeah. But
You
I just
can
talk
actually
about the
grab a
United States, you know?
yeah, grab if you still
Yeah, I'm their computer.
Pringles can, look up on the Pringles can, go to the universal barcode, whatever, and type in that barcode in that, right? And what will pop up is will shock the shit out of you.
You
Uh,
said type it because it was a lot of background noise. People TVs on and stuff. I couldn't hear you. What you
I
say?
said get the plain Pringle can, the plain Pringle can, and go
Okay.
to and type in the barcode, the actual printed one that's on the bottom of the can inside of the barcode search. I forgot the name of the website where you can like put in any barcode and pull up the product.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the website, but yeah, if you put that barcode in, adrenochrome pulls up. Yeah, bags of blood that you can
A,
purchase right there
a
of
what?
little children. Adrenochrome, like blood, children
Wow.
Wait,
blood.
what?
Hmm.
So remember,
Yep, the
wait.
old
Before you go
Pringles.
deep into that, because that's a
Who's
conversation in
here?
itself. What? Remember when
Thought it was
Obama?
Adriel.
Remember when Obama? Oh my God, sis.
Sorry, I'm doing.
Mm.
Okay, so remember when Obama and Joe Biden got caught with those laptops and they ordered 80,000 hot dogs?
Oh, those are little boys.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
those.
So they be just yeah, they be just as into the Pizzagate and the
Yeah,
you
yeah, they
know
all in
the
that.
frazzle dicks and the
Hmm.
adrenochromes and
Yeah,
they be
yeah,
into all that.
yeah.
They be
It's all.
into
It's
all
it's
that.
just they just mimicking what they see up under the ground with um, those ones that
Yeah,
are
that's
actually controlling everybody right now. They just
But
mimicking.
what did you say about the adrenochrome in the Pringles can?
Yeah, you put
Oh,
in that code. You put in a barcode up on the Pringle can inside of the
And
universal
what does
bar.
it say?
If you put it in there, the product that pops up won't be a Pringle can. It will be adrenochrome in children's blood in
Wow.
bags of blood, different
mm,
styles and sizes. Yep, that's old Pringle. Pringle, Domino's, Fashion Nova. Um, there's a lot of there's a lot. Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, mattress. Actually, the biggest one is the mattress companies, the mattress firms and all that. Those are big kidnappers right there. They're the ones. They're the muscles that actually go out there and grab your child out your house. And they hire villagers from different countries, mainly Africans, to do it. They hire mainly Africans, and they'll trick them and say, "Hey, look, this child has been kidnapped from this family. We need you to insert yourself in here and find it and take it back. This is a blackout." They feed them all these lies, right? And that's just one instance, but then you have the ones that actually work for them, that actually on payroll to find virgins, blonde virgins, black virgins, Asian virgins. Yeah, they like virgins. Sad times, man. But know thy enemy. But you got to also know it's not our fight. You don't have to do nothing. They can't come up here, but they have to come. They have to go somewhere because their core is actually the sun up under the core is growing too, as well as the sun up there. So everything is expanding. Our bodies are expanding. So they it's like what the Bible said. You ain't gonna have no. There's no rock to hide now. You can't hide your face anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's called shedding season. It's shedding season for real.
yeah.
It's happened before. This whole thing, the whole the horse, the four horsemen, pale horse, red horse, all the stuff that's going on now happened before. And guess what? God's children always come out of it every single
And you know
time.
what? That's why my ex couldn't hide anymore. That's why because it's shedding season. He couldn't lie and hide anymore. So
Yep, it's shedding
had to start
season.
living the truth, and that was
And they
it.
know it. They know it. They know it.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to pull out all the.
They
They're
do
trying to
know
tell the
it.
truth.
Because sometimes I would misspeak, and like I was speaking to this Jen,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was like his Jen looked at me and
Mm,
paused
mm.
and was like, "How do you know?"
Yeah.
Just looking at me like, "How do you even like angry that they're
Then you
exposed?"
tell that's when you tell the devil you a lie, first of all.
Right.
That's off top. And second off, the Bible said that heaven will come on earth, and it's about around that time. So that's how I know.